Alright, so, okay, this is Quick Cure Clay that we're working with, a new product from Ranger. And anybody who works with clay knows that you usually have to have a kiln or know somebody who has a kiln to finish your project. With this, you don't. You cure it with a heat tool, Ranger's heat tool. It takes less than a minute. Right now I'm going to make a button, so it'll look similar to this. This is what we're going for. It also can be used to make jewelry of all kinds, parts for jewelry. The horse here is made with it as well. Anything that you can make out of clay, pretty much. Now right now I'm just taking some clay and I'm pressing it onto a textured stamp that's made for clay. Then I'm going to take another textured sheet and press it onto the top of it so the button has texture on both sides. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is take a stylus, but it could be a needle, it could be whatever you want, and you're just going to make 2 holes so that you can sew it onto your fabric after you make it. Okay, then the way this works, this clay, this Quick Cure clay, is you just need to get one side of it started and get it heated for less than a minute or so, and you'll start to see a little bit of smoke come out of it, and then you can pull away your heat tool and it propagates through to the other side and totally cures the whole piece. You don't have to do this all over it like that. You can just do one end. Or in the case of the horse, you might just start with the nose, get the nose smoking, and it will go through and cure its whole body. So I believe that's it now. I can see it starting to work. You can see a little bit of the smoke now. It may show up on your film there. Okay, now while that one is cooling, it takes a few minutes for it to cool. I'm just going to add some color to it with alcohol inks. But you can use all kinds of, you can use acrylic, you can use any kind of paints you want. I happen to love the alcohol inks on it. The effect is really stunning. And it's quick, it dries really fast. So if you're doing a class, it's very quick, it doesn't take long to do it. Okay, I'm going to put a little on the back. A little more here. And these inks come in so many beautiful designer colors. Now I'm going to spray it with a little bit of alcohol ink. And just kind of spread it like that. Do the other side. Okay. And it's almost dry already. Because I have absolutely no patience, I'm going to go ahead and just use the heat tool. Dry it a little bit more. Now I'm going to be using the glossy accents. And I believe this is a water base because it's a water cleanup. But when it dries, it's a permanent, hard, glossy top to it. So, okay. Now, I'm just going to do part of the button with it. I think it's prettier not to do the whole thing, but if you wanted the whole button to be glossy, you could do that. Just going to do certain little areas. I want to put a little bit of the copper on here. That go into it. I'm going to spread it around in there. And now you have a button. Now, another cool idea we have. See, it just pulls off after a while. It's now done. The other fabulous thing about this clay, compared to other clays that you put in the kiln, is after you finish it in 1 minute and it cools off, you can throw it down on cement and it will not break. It's very durable. It's like 5 times stronger than polymer clay. Okay, now we've come up with a new idea that's really fun, and that is, okay, we can take a little of this. Essential oils are really fun. A lot of people use them for healing of all kinds, natural healing. And there are these fabulous bracelets out that you can get that are made out of lava rock. And they're very porous, and they have these little crevices in them that are perfect for putting drops of the oil in. And it will last for up to 2 weeks on a bracelet. Like if you make a bracelet, you make a whole bunch of these little beads and make your bracelet out of it, you can put whatever essential oil you need. Just put some drops of that onto the bracelet. And whenever you're working or doing something and you feel a little bit stressed, you sniff it and calm down, or whatever that particular thing does for you. So right now, this is fairly smooth, the clay. So what we're going to do is we're taking some sugar. This is a sugar or salt?
Salt.
Salt. Doesn't matter. You just need that texture of it. We've all seen real pretty cement, decorative cement in front of your driveways or restaurants and things like that, and they put rock salt in it as the cement is drying. And the whole idea of it, after it hardens, then they spray it with water, and that's how you get this pitted look. So you could do the same thing with this. Now we will cure it. I'm just going to put a hole through here on this side. Put another one on this side. Oops, I didn't come through. And then we can even put some texture of your design in it. But the salt will make it even more like lava rock. Okay, now I'm going to take it off of there. And now again, we're going to cure it in less than a minute. People often ask me, does it matter whether or not it's a flat piece like the button or the thicker piece like the horse? It doesn't. It still propagates all the way through it and hardens it up in about that same amount of time. So bright in here, I can't tell when the smoke happens. I don't know if anybody else can see it. Did do it? Okay. What another way to kind of tell is, see, that feels rock hard already, so you know it's done. Okay, so now I want to get some of that orange in it too. So it's very pretty on camera. Okay, so I'm just going to lift it up and kind of do my thing to it. See, I didn't even wait for this to cool down, so that's why it's bubbling. Oh, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Okay, so let's get some more colors here. This is still very hot. Another thing you can do if you're in a classroom situation and you want to cool it down really fast is you can quench it. So just have a little bowl of water and it will cool it down really fast. Now this is alcohol again that I'm spraying that with, and see how that filled in all the areas. And also it's going to dissolve the salt. Okay, let's just do a little on this end down here. Okay. Now I'm putting some of the metallic copper on it too, which gives it an elegant look. Okay, now we'll just dry it a little teeny bit. The alcohol inks dry so fast, that's why I like to use that on it anyway. And then now we'll make it glossy in spots. We're putting our glaze on. That normally takes a long time.
So if you were adding the essential oils,
yeah,
you would have to put it before
you know,
the gloss?
Yeah,
in
I'm
areas?
not going to gloss the whole thing. I'm just doing some areas. But yeah, you could do that. You know, that's why you'd want to leave some areas like that.
Okay.
And see all these little rough areas in there now? Can you pick that up on there? That's where the oil will go down in and last in there so that you've got that fragrance. All right. Now we'll just wait for that to dry. And you now have a glazed bead that you've made. Now I'm going to show you another way to make that too. I'm going to hold that for a minute while it's doing its thing. Also, a fun way to make these beads, like I said, is, and by the way, I have made tons of these buttons that I've given away during this thing. And look at, I've still got a lot. So you can do, people ask, how much can you do with it? Quite a lot. And this is the smallest. So 4 ounce is going to be the smallest. We're also going to have 8 ounce. And then you'll have the large that would be 16 ounces. And then I'm sure they'll come up with something for artists that want it. Yeah.
5-pound pails.
Like a truckload. So, okay. Now this is just a coffee stirrer. And so you want to kind of put it down around the hole as you're putting it in on both sides. And this really makes it easy for doing your textures. See how I'm doing, like, you can really see the texture in that now. So that makes it easy for doing that. Now, what you can do is either take scissors and cut this off, or it's going to melt by itself anyway. And you don't really care if it melts right up near the hole, because the inner part is going to stay easy to then put cord through it or whatever you need. So, see how it's beginning to melt? So. Begun its propagating. I just take the scissors, just kind of pull that off. But now you've got a good size hole that you can even put, which is difficult to find beads that have holes that big in it. You know, it's not as easy. They're usually little fine ones, you know. And then, again, that's very hot. So you can either quench it to do your coloring. But I don't have any patience, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So, there you go. But look, it's dry instantly. Ooh, I think I like the white. I'm going to leave those little white lines. Those are kind of cool. So later you could come in and put metallic if you want it. Some other colors in there. Okay. And then I'm going to spray it with a little bit of the alcohol just to get it to bleed. Now here's what is really cool, is the striations. Can you pick that up on your camera? This is what makes it really look like gemstone and all that. And then especially after you make it glossy. Let's put all that on there. we're glazing the bead again.
Good smelling jewelry.
Cool, doesn't it? Yeah. And if you don't do all of it, it makes it more interesting. Let's see. Leave some areas of it
Oh, that's a glow in the dark powder.
a bit in the mat. Okay. Now, the next thing, another technique we're going to show you here is using it in a mold. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. And now, we all love to have little charms to hang on things. So, okay, so now I'm just going to take it and press it down in there like you would any other type of like polymer clay or whatever. Okay. Now we're going to peel it off. Now see the design there is in it. You see it's lifted up like that. Now I'm just going to take and a little pin here. And let's say this is going to be a charm that you want to hang off of a bracelet.
See the line?
Make your own charms. But you got to put the little hole for it first before you do the curing. So now I'm going to lay that back down there. And then
Or you can heat it.
again, cure it in a minute. I made a whole bracelet that had, I don't know if you saw the one out in the display case. Yeah, that's out, you know, in that main area. Yeah, there's a bracelet out there, and I was able to make, I think I had 3 pieces about like this size, a smaller one, another one. And then I had some glass beads in between. So I think the whole project only took about, even with putting all the findings on it and all, only took about 45 minutes to make. So it was pretty fast. Some could be even faster. But it's great for classes because you need to have things that don't take, you know, 5 hours to do.
But so Mayumi's also, they have an office in so she's moving to Sacramento in the next few months to head up their operation here.
Now,
So,
just let it cool down. And again, you could take a paintbrush and say you want the star to be one color. Do that, do the other, and don't do the spraying, you know, to make it bleed. And you can put color exactly where you want it.
From Japan.
Here's some earrings that were done, and you can see, you can actually, I pushed that into the wet clay before curing it,
Yeah, on papyrus.
so that would stay in it and not need to be glued on later. I think I got a lot of the things are on the display over there. But see how you can do pieces that you then add on to the top, a separate strip. This is gold leafing that was put into the clay before it was cured. It's a lot of different techniques. Here's a button that has a piece that was added onto the top afterwards. So,
and when it cures, it melts the
thank you. So, but yeah, there's just no end to how you can use this. What's really great about this clay too is its durability, so that you can make wind chimes out of it, something where it might slap against something, and a lot of clays would be very fragile
put it in.
on a jacket. I mean, we've made belt buckles out of it that get hit all the time, or things like that. Very durable.
So instantly, then you can paint.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But then
Welcome.